Imagine an island where chocolate grows on trees and the aromatic scent of nutmeg perfume the air, and the beaches are still uncrowded. Join me as we discover the spice island of the Caribbean, Grenada.
Welcome to Travel Tuesday with Teresa, the ultimate source of wanderlust inspiration. Join the journey led by your host, Teresa Belcher, founder of Honeymoon Islands.
Welcome, everyone. Hi, I'm Teresa Belcher, founder of Honeymoon Islands, and I'm your host of Travel Tuesday with Teresa. And today we're showcasing Grenada, the nickname Spice Island of the Caribbean. Grenada is a major producer of nutmeg, mace, cinnamon, turmeric, cloves, and they have a exceptionally high quality of chocolate. My guest today is Mel Edwards, and he works with the tourism department of Grenada. Welcome, Mel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for running through all the spices. So not only do we export spices, but I like to say even the people have spice.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. I like that. So, Emel, I am so amazed at how diverse your country is because you're from Grenada, although
Absolutely.
you're living in America right now.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to give you the list of things how diverse Grenada is. You've got stunning landscapes, lush rainforests, volcanic mountains, cascading waterfalls, pristine beaches, and Grenada is actually known for a diving mechanism, mecca, but you're known for exquisite coral reefs under the sea. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the mixture of the population of Grenada come from Africa, Europe, East Indian, and indigenous heritage. So that's all showcased in the music and the food and the culture there in daily life. So Grenada has something for everybody, so it's over to you. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
My little acronym for Pure Grenada means that we're peaceful, unadulterated, rejuvenating, and easygoing. And we're pure Grenada not only because we're authentic, but we're unspoiled. You know, I tell people that Grenada isn't like most Caribbean islands. We're not your usual beach destination. We're more than a sea, sand, and sun destination, as you mentioned. We do spices. We have the underwater sculpture park. We have waterfalls. We have crater lakes. We have the sulfur springs. So we have something for every type of traveler, whether you are looking for culinary, whether you are looking for wellness. But the good thing is that when you go to Grenada, you get a package deal. So it isn't just Grenada, it's Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique, and we are tri-island state. And we are a geotourism destination. So which is why we have sites such as the Carnage, that's a horseshoe shape. We have Granite Tang, that's a dormant volcano. Not only are we safe crime-wise, because we have the lowest crime rate in the entire Caribbean region, but we're outside of the hurricane belt, which speaks to why yachting sector is so big. So if anybody has seen that show Below Deck, we had an episode that came out on that in February in 2024. And we are the home of chocolate. Grenada has 6 chocolate factories and 7 rum distilleries. And by all means, as you mentioned, we are the Spice Island. So I'll deep dive in how you get to Grenada. One thing I want to say that's new is that we started a direct service from Atlanta to Grenada on December 20th. So that's good in terms of getting some connectivity out of South. JetBlue, we have a daily service out of JFK. And Grenada has Carnival coming up, which is called Spice Mass. As I mentioned, the people have spice. So we've actually added a second daily service from that in August. And you can take American Airlines via Miami. And we've added a service for that as well, a double service for that as well, because everybody's going to Carnival. And then you can go via Charlotte with American Airlines. So that's one Saturday only. And then we've added a direct service for Spice Mass only with Caribbean Airlines. So connectivity to getting to the island is a breeze. One thing I want to tell you that's new is that we've switched our online cards to ED. So you fill it out 72 hours before. I filled mine on the plane going to Grenada last week. It only takes 10 minutes, so you can fill it out at the airport, but it's easy. Um, I have a small destination video here just to show you how gorgeous the island is, because I can tell you, but I want to show you as well. mainland Grenada. As mentioned, we are outside of the hurricane belt. Um, and we're the southernmost windward island. We are 133 square miles long. We have a population of 113,000 beautiful people. We're also a love and romance destination. So I like to make a joke is either you come to Grenada with your partner or you come to Grenada and find a partner. Um, but Carriacou, which is our sister island, super easy to get to. And Carriacou is actually the largest Grenadian island, which is why Grenada is called the gateway to the Grenadines. The name Carriacou actually means the Isle of Reefs, population of 8,000 people, crystal clear waters, rich in history and culture. So you still have things like boat building from your Scottish ancestors, annual regattas. I tell people where in Grenada, when we launch boats, we break rum, whereas everybody in the rest of the world break champagne, you know? So that's just to say how unique the island is. And how do you get to Carriacou? You can either take a small plane, which is a 20-minute ride, and you can enjoy the coast of Grenada, or you can take the ferry, which takes an hour and a half to 2 hours. I always advise people to take the ferry because that way you get to see the dolphins jumping across. But Petite Martinique is that small sister island, stone's throw just away from Grenada, a population of 1,000 people. Close-knit community, fishing and culture is a big part of their culture there. So you really get immersed in the island when you go there. But everybody always asks, what makes Grenada the perfect Caribbean destination, but what really doesn't make Grenada perfect? We have an area of yearly festivals. We have a large network of trails for those who love hiking and nature lovers. Grenada's actually, and to your point, we are actually the wreck capital of the Caribbean. So we have the most naturally sunken wrecks in the entire region, and we have some of the most healthy reefs. Not to mention that we have the world's first underwater sculpture park that I'll get into and I'll show you. And we are the world's first culinary capital, and we have that accolade from the World Food and Travel Association. So I tell people we are a foodie destination, and as you mentioned, we are the home of chocolate. I will let you guys know that we've just wrapped up the 13th edition of our chocolate festival, and we've been ranked number 2 globally for the cleanest air quality in the world. So that's why we're pure Grenada as well. But everybody else asks, what's the best time to visit the island? So I have a calendar of events here. I tell people that we have something for every type of traveler. So pick a date that works for you and enjoy the island and really want to get immersed. But as we're on festivals, one thing that I noticed that people go to the Caribbean and they really don't get involved. And I know when we think about chocolate, we just think about the end product, which is like a sweet bar. Whether that's, I know when people come to chocolate, some things like Hershey's or Snickers come to mind, but no, Grenada does real organic chocolate. We're one of the very few places in the Caribbean that you could get a bean to bar process when it comes to chocolate. From it being a seed, from it being a pod, from us producing it and exporting it. And apart from spices, as mentioned, we export cocoa as well. And I'll tell you one unique element about our chocolate festival is that we've added a wellness portion to that. So you can do things like chocolate yoga, chocolate face masks. I don't stretch like that, but that's to tell you that we have something for every type of traveler. And that's to tell you how diverse the Grenada tourism product is. Also, we have Spice Man. So for those of you who love a little adventure, who love a little spice in your life, Grenada works for you. And quickly, I'll touch on this. So yeah, we have this lovely young lady in her carnival costume, but the creme de la creme of Grenada's carnival is actually our Juve, and that's Jab Jab. So if you see in this picture on the right, his skin is covered in like oil from your car, like your boat engine. It's a cultural tradition that has turned into a commercial product today, but you don't have to play with this. You can play paint, powder, or you can be a spectator. But apart from this, there are different characters like the short knees, the vecos, and so forth, which is important to show you because when I get to the sculpture park, you'll understand why. And for those who are big foodies, one of my favorite festivals, which we launched last year, is called the Lobster and Lambe Festival. But for those of you who don't know, lambe is actually conch. Um, so I'll tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with this festival because I discovered I'm allergic to lobster now, recently. So, I'm just thinking about going there in January with my EpiPen, to be honest with you. Because I think even though we're the world's first culinary capital, And I know everybody thinks about fine dining. What really makes a culinary profile is a combination of authentic street food like you get in Grenada and the fine dining. When those are paired together, it's magic, you know? But we are a destination for those who love for those who love some adventure. So whether you want to go on open back jeep tours, the ATVs, the dune buggies, whether you want to go river tubing, you want to go hashing or hiking, you want to go kayaking in the mangroves, or you want to go on a clear kayaks, we have something for every type of traveler. But this is why we're pure Grenada as well, because you can go to the spring and you can drink from the actual spring water. So this is in the Poland spring water and the Nestle water we get in like Walmart or Costco or Kirkland water. It's the natural spring water. So this speaks to the pure Grenada aspect as well. And we have these wild Mona monkeys. They're tame when it comes to food, but I'll tell you, they make the perfect Instagram moment. So you hold a banana or a mango in your hand and they run on your shoulder. You only pay one price, so that your shirt smells like monkey after, but it's really worth the photo. But then you can go, if you like some soft adventure, you can go on a nice trek, you know. Grenada has over 40 waterfalls, guys. But these are just some of my favorite waterfalls. I'll tell you, my favorite out of all of these is Seven Sisters Waterfall. And it's called Seven Sisters Waterfall because there are seven pockets of water. Some of them are a little inland to get to. And like you have like Golden Falls here, and this speaks to why the rejuvenating aspect in pure Grenada, because it's golden sulfuric soil that, it's a little hike to get to, but when you get there and you in that water, it's warm, guarantee. Now, as I mentioned with the carnival and with our Juve, one thing that we did to our sculpture park is that we upgraded and we added 31 new statues. So now it's called a Coral Carnival under the water. And I just got back from Grenada last week, Monday, and I went to the sculpture park because I had a group there. Yeah, one of the things that you must see. Um, I wanted to tell you guys that even though the sculpture park is there, visually it looks good. What it really is part of our sustainability efforts, you know? One thing that we're big on, because we're big on dive, as Teresa mentioned, these form part of our artificial reef project. So they're not only there visually to see, but they actually form artificial reefs so the coral to latch on to. And in Carriacou, we actually added an additional sculpture park, so it's called a World Adrift. And these sculptures are actually sculpted in the likeness of the children from Carriacou. So these are 30 origami-like boats under the water. Most amazing thing to see. And Grenada, when it comes to wellness, we're big, which is why I need all of you to go. You can go to the sulfur spring. So we have two. We have Claiborne Sulfur Spring, which we call a boiling spring. I don't like to use the term boiling because I don't want anybody to think their skin balls off, but just think of it as a natural hot tub. Um, I'll tell you one thing though, sulfur would have you aging backwards. It's the most amazing thing for the skin, but in reality, if I'm managing expectations, it does smell a little weird. And like this picture on the right here, I want to let you guys know how close these islands are in terms of proximity. So on a clear day, you can actually see St. Vincent peeking through the clouds on Welcomestone, and this is in the very northern part of the island. Now, as I mentioned, we are the culinary capital. And last year, one thing that we won is Best Just Plate Culinary Impact Award. Because we do cooking. I know everybody talks about farm to table, but I'll tell you the Caribbean way, because I'm Grenadian, has always been you grow vegetables, seasoned peppers, shadow benny, what it is in your backyard, and you cook with that. And that compared to spices, it works. Just some of the other culinary things that you can get into. You could go on a culinary safari tour with Chef Belinda Bishop. Um, she brings you to the garden at the Tower Estate. You pick out what you want there in that garden, and you then prepare that in a Grenadian way. And it's good to get immersed in the culture because that way you can really see how the spices blend together. Um, and then when we come to chocolate, there are a ton of things you can do. So there I am at Trilon Chocolate Factory making my own chocolate bar. Um, I probably put like chocolate nibs and nutmeg and chocolate goes good. And if you guys ever see me and I ever have any spices, get some nutmeg off of me. Grate that in your rum punch, completely tastes the taste profile. You can go to Belmont Estate and do tours and tastings. So there are a lot of experience that you can do. And as mentioned, we are a love and romance destination. So if you want to come to Grenada and get married, then it works. You can get a 24-hour marriage license. One thing that I have to tell you guys though that I don't have on here is that uh, year before we launched the underwater wedding chapel. People want to get married in different ways. So, we just think about how we can facilitate the needs of travelers. You can get married under the water, and there is an actual chapel with benches. You say your vows on a plaque. Granted that I hope the wedding goes ahead because if you want to cancel the wedding, you probably have to swim away, you know. And your official has to be PADI certified. So that's an interesting addition that we have. But I want to tell you guys that Grenada has a very diverse range of products from something boutique, intimate, private, whether you want something off the beaten path. I just want to tell you guys some of the amazing properties we have, like Calabash Resorts, and I'll brush over this. So, not diving, family owned. And although these are five-star in their luxury, they really have their each individual characters owned by the Garbett, and they just won two Michelin keys. And they also made Travel and Leisure's 500 list of hotels in the world. So that's just to let you know. And if you go to Calabash, please have the breakfast on the balcony. Amazing. Spice Island Beach Resort, gorgeous property. I'll tell you, nestled in the middle of Grandance Beach, 63 suites. My favorite room category here is called the Seagate Suites, and they're called the Seagate Suites because there are hammocks on the beach and they're all on the sea grape. So literally, all you do is stick your hand up and you pull a sea grape on your hammock and you eat. And they also just won a Michelin key. Silver Sands, gorgeous. Longest pool in the Caribbean. Um, Kisses Grand Anse Beach. I'm not sure if any of you have seen that show 911. We had Aisha Hines. She got married here and she had her aisle be the swimming pool. It's just amazing and scenic to see. But Silver Sands also has a sister property called the Beach House, and these are 28 luxury pods, nestled in a mountain. Now, I'll let you guys know that I actually prefer the Beach House a little more over Silver Sands Grand Anse. It's more smaller, it's intimate, and I feel like if it has a little more character. And on Thursdays, they have slice and brew. So if any of you are going to Grenada, you can interchange with the amenities between the two properties. And last but least on my hotel list, we have Six Senses. So Grenada has the Caribbean's first Six Senses. And if you know the Six Senses brand, it's a brand that's big on sustainability and luxury. And one thing they do is like a farm to fork experience. So if you want something off the beaten path, if you want a wellness experience, this is your hotel. They have one of the most amazing spas on island.
Yeah, I also recommend sandals for certain people. If you're looking for an all-inclusive romantic couples only, sandals is a nice option as well. But, again, immerse yourself into the culture. Emel and I were talking before recording this episode that we can find a difference between a lot of European travelers versus the American travelers. Correct me if I'm wrong, Emel, but European travelers have a lot more time that they take compared to Americans. It's a shorter amount of time. And Europeans are slower. They take it slow. They immerse themselves into where they are versus Americans want to hop, 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 see it all, get it all in. And
Yeah,
and I tell my clients, when you're trying to get it all in, you actually get nothing in.
yeah.
Am I, am I
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. No, you're absolutely on point. One thing I found out is that the UK has a much and UK and Europe has a much larger holiday culture. And that being said, US travelers like a small stopover, because they want to get from point A to B to experience. Whereas I find UK and European travelers really take their time and sink their teeth into the destination, which is what I would like all US, everybody going to Grenada to do. Go sink your toes in the sand, sink your teeth into the destination, really immerse yourself into the different experiences, excursions, opportunities they are, because it's so rich in history and culture. Yeah,
Exactly. But anyway, as you can see, Grenada is a very diverse country. So if you're interested in the adventure, the history, the food, the relaxation, Grenada's character ensures something for every traveler. My name is Teresa Belcher from Honeymoon Islands, and I will leave my contact information below this video and behind it. Anyway, if you can dream it, we will create it. Thank you. Thank you, ML. Bye.
Stay tuned for more episodes that will unveil new horizons and immerse you in the beauty of global discovery. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, if you can dream it, we will create it.